Hello everyone, hello Miss Karyani as a lecturer in the academic writing course. Let me introduce myself. My name is Devi Melia Sarwono from Informatic Engineering Study Program, Faculty of Computer Science, Soegijapranata Catholic University. I'm very happy to have the opportunity to present in the context of the academic writing final test. I hope this presentation can provide useful information and broaden our knowledge. Okay, first I will confirm the title of my presentation, which was taken from the Technology Learning Journal, namely Gender Classification based on a image using an Algorithm Convolutional Neural Network, or CNN. This journal was published in December 2022. And the author of this journal is Rahmat Firdaus, Joni Satria, and Badairus. First, have you ever heard of the CNN algorithms? Everyone? Okay, let me know by giving your views in the comments column. Okay. First, I will explain the table of contents. 1. Background or purpose. 2. Method. 3. Result. 4. Conclusion. 5. Method validity. And 6. Suggestion or recommendation. Next, I will explain the background or purpose of journal first. Let's take a look. The A's represent the 5 senses which are located in the orbital cavity in is round approx 2.5 cm, large tissue, bony walls, and orbital fat, and protect the A from injury between the A and the A orbit. Gender is formed from a natural process that has been determined by God and is permanent and cannot be changed, and is universal. To distinguish the gender of humans, you can do it by looking at the image of the A. Image is another term for image. The word familiar image is used in material that is closely related to the conceptual and technical aspects, while pictures are used to refer to an object that is used in everyday life. To help differentiate human gender using a image data, you can use deep learning approach. In deep learning, a computer can learn to perform classification directly from photos or sound. Convolutional Neural Network, or CNN, is a part of the deep learning algorithm designed to process information in the form of two sizes, for example, photo and sounds. Composed Convolutional Neural Network, or CNN algorithm, on 3D neuron consisting of top, weight, height, and depth. The weight and height setting are the layer size and depth is the number of layers. Classification is part of the machine learning method. Data classification is a process that consists of two steps. The initial step is the training or learning stage where classification algorithms form classifiers by analyzing or learning from a set of training data. Second step is to use a model created to classify test data. Previous research entitled Comparison of K Nearest Neighbor and Naive Bayes Methods for Gender Classification by A. In this study, the results of gender classification were based on eye image. Using the K-nearest algorithm, neighbor produced 68.81% accuracy, while comparison using the naive Bayes algorithm produced accuracy 6,323 A image data and 5,202 female A image data with a total of 11,525 data. Based on as a reference to the result of previous research, future research was carried out with a different algorithm. Okay, next. Okay, two methods. I will explain the method of this journal. Implementation stage carry out including data preparation, data preprocessing, resampling, data sharing, modeling to the evaluation process. 1. Dataset collection. The 11,525 A dataset obtained include 6,323 male eye images and 5,202 female age image. This dataset was used as training data as well as testing data. Figure 5 shows in this dataset that the author will use as research materials, and Figure 6 display a visualization of the number of datasets. 2. Data preprocessing. This text aims to get a better image so that it can be preprocessed to the next stage. On of the process, the text is resized. This resizing is done with the aim of being able to change the size of an image to size larger or smaller size. 3. Split data. At the data splitting process stage, the dataset will be separated into training data or testing data. Ocean and algorithm training data is used to train the algorithm to obtain an appropriate model. At this stage, the data 75% of the training is used and the test data is used to predict based on the training data that has been trained. Figure 8 below shows the amount of training and test data. Based on this amount, and total of 25% used as test data. Okay, for modeling. After the A image is input into the architecture, the first stage is a convolution process to smooth, sharpen, and detect the edge of the image. The convolution process was carried out 13 times, with 2 polling stages after each 2 convolution. This research used a 3x3 kernel, and the filter process is carried out 32 times to convert a filter to all parts of the image. The final result of the convolution process is an activation map with the resolution, which changes negative values to 0 and maintains positive values. Next, the 2x2 max pooling process calculates feature maps, and the flatten process obtains vector for input from the fully connected layer. In this classification test stage, sigmoid activation is used to classify input according to predetermined categories 0 for female eyes and 1 for male eyes. Okay. And 5 is evaluation and analysis of result. To find out the result of accuracy, precision, recall, and V-score contained in the convolutional matrix. Convolution matrix is a test that can record how much correct and incorrect the prediction result of an algorithm are in carrying out classification from this research. The precision value for female eyes is 97% and male eyes is 90%. Recall female eyes and can be obtained with a value of 91% and male eyes 96%. 5-1 score with a value of female eyes 94% and male eyes 93%. And the accuracy value indicate the amount of data that has been trained at 94%. Okay. And 3, I will explain the result of this journal. From the result of the discussion of this research, the following conclusion can be drawn. A. Accuracy level with the application of the convolutional neural network or CNN algorithm to classify gender based on eye image. It is better than the result of the previous research. This is proven by the result of the level of accuracy reached 94%, which is higher than previous studies using different algorithms. And B. The score value is obtained by testing and machine learning model with the convolutional neural network algorithm or CNN. Produce precision value for female age 97% and male age 90%. Recall female age with a value of 91% and male age 96%. F1 score with female age 94% and male age 93%. And the accuracy value obtained in the number data that has been trained is 94%. Okay. For I will explain the conclusion. Application of CNN for gender classification. The convolutional neural network or CNN algorithm showed better performance in classifying gender based on eye image compared to previous methods such as k-nearest neighbor and naive Bayes. The convolutional neural network or CNN algorithm shows better performance in classifying gender based on eye image compared the previous method such as k-nearest neighbor and naive Bayes. CNN achieved an accuracy of 94%, which is higher compared to the 68.81% accuracy of k-nearest neighbor and 62.58% of naive Bayes. Okay. Next 5 is method validity. I will explain. First, any study design and literature review. And there are any strengths and weakness. Strength is comprehensive literature review ensuring the research built on the existing knowledge and identifies research gaps. Weakness, a more detailed comparison for previous methodology could have enriched the study. And 2, data collection. Strength, scale large data sets, 11,525 images, increase reliability and representativeness. And weakness, lack of detail about demographic diversity in the dataset might limit the generalizability of the model. And 3, preprocessing strengths. The research step is important for preparing data for analysis. Weakness, there is no mention of the use of additional preprocessing technique, such as normalization or data augmentation, that could improve model performance. For model implementation, strength, CNN is appropriate for image classification text with its architecture described in detail. And weakness, there is no discussion about hyperparameter training and overfitting, prevention such as regularization or dropout. And 5, evaluation metric strengths. The use of diverse evaluation metric, accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, or convolutional metrics provides a comprehensive understanding of model performance. And weakness, there are no confidence intervals or statistical significance tests to measure the reliability of the result. And 6, comparison with previous research. Strength, results are compared with previous methods, k-nearest neighbor and naive Bayes, showing the superiority of CNN. Weakness is comparisons are limited Comparison with more model and the reason behind CNN superiority will provide deeper insight. And 7. Conclusion and future work. Strengths. The conclusion summarizes the finding well and suggests future research direction. And the weakness is more specific recommendation for future work, such as exploration of different CNN architecture, could improve the research. And conclusion for method validity is the method used are valid and appropriate, but the research could be strengthened with more details about preprocessing, hyperparameter learning, and dataset diversity. More extensive comparison and discussion of the limitation of the current research would increase the validity and robustness of the finding. Okay. Last 6, I will explain the suggestion or recommendation for this journal. The suggestion for future research is to use different techniques and algorithms, but using the same dataset to compare and test the performance of other classification algorithms that have not been used in distinguish human gender based on image. For example, research can use the random forest or support vector machine or CVM algorithm. Random forest, which is an ensemble learning method, can provide advantage in handling complex data and reducing overfitting. Support vector machine or CVM, on the other hand, is very effective in high-dimensional space and in case when the number of dimensions is greater than the number of samples. By applying this algorithm, research and evaluate whether this method offers higher accuracy or more stable performance compared to convolutional neural network or CNN. In addition, the comparison will help in understanding the strength and weakness of each algorithm in the context of gender classification based on a image. Okay, finally done my presentation. That's all my presentation. I thank you for your attention during this presentation. If you have any question, feel free to ask by writing your question in the comment column. See you and God bless you all.